Welcome. Welcome everyone here who's in the room this morning or viewing us online, whatever day or time you're doing that. We all create this community together. So I'm Reverend Deborah Gay. I'm the staff minister here. My pronouns are she and her, and my ancestors hail from Great Britain and Northern Europe, German, Nordic, I suspect a little Viking in there. So I invite our online viewers to write in the chat and simply say your name and where you are coming in from. And we have two wonderful hosts online now that are creating an online experience for that segment of our community, and we're so delighted to be developing that. And if you happen to be new here in the room, we want to also welcome you, and so glad that you found us. And we have what's called an Ask Me desk in the back of the room. It's always staffed by a member of our board, and you're going to hear us refer to that as a place that you can sign up for things or learn about things, or as a new person get a little welcome information and just ask whatever questions you might have about what's happening here and when and how to get involved. And so we are now going to begin. Aren't we excited? Okay, good. And we always begin with music, and so I turn this over to our wonderful musicians.
All right, please stand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Today and every day I'm going to dwell upon the good. Today and every day I'm going to dwell upon the light. Today and every day I'm going to dwell upon the peace. Today I'm finding gratitude for all that's right. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. Today and every day I'm going to dwell upon the love. Today and every day I'm going to dwell upon the grace. Today and every day I'm going to dwell upon the joy. Today I'm seeing God in each and every face. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the love. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. What we dwell upon, we become. So let's dwell upon the good. Let's dwell upon the good. Good morning. Take a moment and greet someone maybe you haven't met yet. And welcome to those of you who are online. Tell us where you're from.
Right on.
All right.
Hello.
You're the one that goes down 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 All right, if we have any kiddos here today, you may meet your teachers up at the front, invite you to come up to the stage, and they have fun things for you planned outside. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We've got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and banks and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and the sun that shines on me and you. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. We've got Mother Nature and the human race. We've got Mother Nature and the human race.
Morning. I said good before morning, just so you know. Good morning. Yeah, I am so glad to be up here. I am Cindy Clay, and my pronouns are she, her. My ancestors hail from Great Britain and Sweden. Yeah. Ooh, so I am the practitioner of the day this morning, and I just want to let you know that the practitioners love to pray. Love to support you through prayer, and there's lots of ways that you can receive prayer. You can write out a prayer request in the back and put it in the prayer vessel, and it's actually, it moved. I'm like, that's not there anymore. Is it still there? Okay, it's there. Yes. Didn't move. All right. You can request a prayer through the website. You can come to morning prayer at 7 o'clock in the morning on Zoom. Keep your camera off. No one needs to know that you haven't gotten dressed yet. And there's just a beautiful time, about 10 minutes of prayer every morning, Monday through Friday. Fabulous way to start your day. So lots of ways. And you can also walk up to any practitioner who's wearing a stole today. And that's Wendy, who's our practitioner of the day with me, and I think Kalish is not here, so we're your go-to today if you'd like prayer support. So join me now in prayer. And so I'm just breathing in the abundant glory of the universe this morning. I gloried in the flowers blooming in my garden, along the path walking in this morning. I gloried in the bird song all around me this morning. It's such a lovely time of the evidence of abundant good breaking out everywhere. And so I just celebrate our oneness with this abundance, our oneness with this love, with our creative source that supports us always, but especially delights us this time of year. And so I know that this service is a blessing. I know that the message through the music, through the words spoken by our beloved Reverend Abigail, through every moment we have connection in this community today, fills us up. And we go into the world overflowing with good, overflowing with the recognition that we are one with our source and always bountifully blessed. I am so grateful. And I say thank you, sweet Spirit. And so it is.
I breathe in. Not here. Out. Sorry. Let's try that again. I breathe in. I breathe out. I take in. I give out. I let love, I let go, I release, I know. I breathe in, I breathe out, I take in, I give out. I let love, I let go, I release, I know. I can feel, I believe, I am healed, I am whole, I release, I know. Breathe. Take out, I take in, I give out, I let love, I let go, I release, I know. Whenever I have hurt in my heart, I ask, what would love do? Whenever I don't know where to turn, I ask, what would love do? Whenever I don't know what to say, I ask, what would love do? What would love do? Anytime that I'm stuck in my pain, I ask, what would love do? Anytime that I feel ashamed, I ask, what would love do? Anytime that I can't find my truth, I ask, what would love do? What would love do? Love has all the answers. Love makes no demands. Love will lead me to the truth and help me to understand that life is all about love. When I have something hard I need to say, I ask, what would love do? When it seems another block is in my way, I ask, what would love do? When it seems I can't face another day, I ask, what would love do? What would love do? Love has all the answers. Love makes no demands. Love will lead me to the truth and help me to understand that life is all about love. When I have something hard I need to say, I ask, what would love do? When it seems another block is in my way, I ask, what would love do? When it seems I can't face another day, I ask, what would love do? Tell me, what would love do? What would love do? What would love do?
Such a good question. What would love do? I haven't been here for the last 2 Sundays because I've been moving. I started this adventure. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Abigail Schairer, and my pronouns are she and her. And my ancestors hail from Ireland and Germany and Prussia. And I was invited to voted in to be the spiritual director here in October of last year. Yay. Which was very exciting. I have loved it. And moving here has been an adventure. It started in October when Beverly Leonard lent me her house in Glen Haven area while she was gone for 4 months. And so I moved into her house for 4 months. And somewhere in February, beginning mid-February, my wife and I were able to put our house up on the market. So we moved half of our stuff out of our house into a pod in February. So I've moved to Glen Haven, then I moved half of my stuff out of my house. And then when Beverly came back at the end of February, in March, Susan Jancic said that I could use her house. And so Gina and I moved into Susan Jancic's house in Ferndale. So I've been to Glen Haven, and I am currently in Ferndale right now. And then last month, not last month, a couple of weeks ago, we got a buyer on our house, which I'm so grateful for. And we closed on the house on June 23rd. So we had hired some moving company to help us with the furniture. And on last week, we got all the furniture moved out of our house, which was really great. So we moved again, and we moved all of our stuff into Susan Jancic's garage. Not all of it, but the half that was left. And then we found a house while we were moving out of our house, and they wanted a shorter close date, which is next week. So I'm moving again next week. And then the pod will be delivered the week after. So the longest move, 9 months of moving. You're worth it. I want you to know that. And I find it very interesting that it was 9 months to hire a new minister, and then your new minister has been here trying to move here for 9 months. So it's all birthing in the right and perfect timing. There is a divine timing to it, and so I am super grateful. And we're talking about love this month. I spoke about self-love on the first Sunday. Reverend Deborah talked about loving a challenging relative and what's it like to be in relationship when people are difficult, and how to love through that. Dr. Andrea talked about how do you love in betrayal, and how do you love when you feel the bigness of fear or separation, and that love is bigger than that. That there's a place in us that is love, and it's bigger than anything, any challenge that we could have. And this Sunday, I'm talking about love in the form of, kind of getting the big perspective, like backing up on the larger perspective and looking at love as, like what would it look like to organize our outer world, our systems, our economy, our nation around love rather than fear? So that's the big question. And it's really important to look at these things, because I want to live in a country and in a nation and in a community that has systems built off of love. But sometimes that means that things have to end. The former self needs to be sloughed off. The house needs to be sold in order for the newness to come into being. So things have to dissolve or be released, or systems need to be dismantled if they're not working, in order to put something new together. And what I would like to say is that there is something that's happened in this community, that there's a system that's being created and has been created called the Community Care Team. And this team is based off of love, and I just want to do a shout out to Rana, who's leading the charge at showing me what love looks like in moving. Because the Community Care Team is putting together a meal train for me and Gina, starting on Friday when I move once, and then, or again, or the 7th time, I don't know. And then ending on the following Friday when we get our pod into our new house. And not only that, but also organizing a group of people to help us. We have movers to move the furniture upstairs, but then there's all the other things. And the more hands, the quicker it goes, which is great if you've ever moved. It's really, really great. So the system of a community care team that does rides, if people need a ride to the hospital or the doctor's appointments, or creates meal trains if you're in need. That's a system that's created off of love. That's a system. And also, shout out to everybody who's on that team, and Dr. A and Joanne are also collaborating with Rana on co-leading that team and creating a system for this community where everybody feels supported in difficult times. And I will say it is not my strong suit. It's not my strong suit, and I'm so grateful that people are so passionate about this community that they are willing to put something together such as this. And that I get to be a recipient of it means the world to me. It really means the world to me. I had some people from this community, five people actually move stuff from the U-Haul that we rented and drove up here from Linwood, all that furniture into Susan Jancik's garage. But it was a lot of us. There was 5 people plus Gina and I. There were 7 of us, and it took 2 hours to do all that just from one place to the other that's like right there. And it's a lot of work. It's like I think that our brain is programmed to forget how hard it is, and it's like childbirth, tattoos, and moving. It's just like it's like, I just forgot. I know I've done it before, but wow. But I think about how we can create systems about creating belonging, because love creates systems of belonging. Love creates systems that support one another. There's a story I've told before, and I just really love this story. I think it's a great example of the consciousness, the ideas and the thoughts and the beliefs of people build the systems of what we're living in right now. So everything that we have currently in this society was built from people in the past. They had ideas about how to create things, and then they created specific systems. And it depends on where you're at and what culture that you live in on how the systems are built. For instance, in South Africa, there is a cultural idea called Ubuntu. And there's 2 different tribes that practice this cultural tradition. It's not a religion, it's just a way of being in the culture. So Ubuntu means I am because we are. I am because we are. And there's a story about an anthropologist. An American anthropologist goes to Africa, and the anthropologist wants to understand how kids respond to competition. And so what he does is he puts together a basket of fruit, fresh fruit, and also a bunch of sweet treats and everything. He puts the basket under a tree, way far off. He makes a line, and he gathers a bunch of kids, and he says, okay, whoever can get to that basket first gets everything. And goes, and then Mark, get set, go. And the kids grab hands and run together to the basket, so they're all there at the same time. And then they all sit down and share the fruit and the treats. I know, right? Yay. And whenever I read that story, I'm like, that is not the culture I was brought up in. It's not. And so it's just an observation. It's an observation about what I was born into, what was created in the culture that I was born into, and that other places on the planet are different. I happen to really be a fan of that idea. I am because we are. And it's a pretty radical belief system, but it's like the consciousness of that whole group of people who believes this way of being has integrated into the way of being of the children. And so the children are just responding in alignment with the ideas of the group mind. And so we have that same opportunity to create ideas from a group mind, systems, processes, ways of being that can be not just beneficial for ourselves, but also beneficial for the collective. And that's a beautiful place to be, is to know that that possibility is available to us. We talk about, in Science of Mind, we talk about how our own that God is everywhere. Spirit, source, universe, you can use whatever term you want for it. The infinite universe is everywhere present, and we all have access to it. But not only do we have access to it, but its nature is creative. And so it creates from our thoughts, prayers, and intentions. So, which is great as an individual, and I think the evolution of New Thought is there was a lot of rugged individualism of like, I can create my reality, but it's evolved into the understanding of not just I am a co-creator with Spirit, but there's a collective field of creation that we can do together much more than we can alone. And so I want to ask you to think about, where have you seen, in something even small as a family budget or meeting agenda or a holiday gathering, a structure organized around love, around compassion versus fear? Where have you seen that created? Because we're the ones who create the structures. We're the ones who create the systems. We're the ones who put the laws in place, the ways of being. And whatever has been created can be uncreated. If there's something that's not working for us, we have the opportunity to create something new. So where can you create a place? Where can you be a place of creation where love lifts the entire field of everybody? And what can you do to help participate in that? So I'm teaching ministerial school. I taught ministerial school all day yesterday. I planned that before I knew I was going to be moving. Always, like last year, I thought, I'll be moved by then. I'm not, but I still taught ministerial school yesterday. And we had a deep discussion about a couple of things. One is there's 2 people in that class who are invested in prison ministry. And what that means is the current prison system in this country is a retributional system. It means that people get punished because they harmed others. And they get punished in a way that is sometimes often very inhumane. It's torturous. And actually, we're going to do a book of the month about a man who was in prison and found freedom. So, but anyway, these 2 ministerial students are invested in creating a restorative justice system, which means looking at the people who are in prison and saying, you are worthy, you are valuable, and maybe the reason while you're in prison and you have harmed others is because you didn't get the love, you didn't get the attention, you didn't get your needs met, you didn't get the skills in order to operate in this society, and it's a little bit unfair. So what if we loved you first? What if we had care for who you are as a human being? How would you respond differently? And so they're interested in creating a system that's about loving people back into their magnificence, still being accountable for the actions that they have done, but not treating them terribly. And where things like this have been done, people actually respond to it well. It's like, I never got love. I never was told I was valuable, or I was in a place where I was scared and I was in a society that told me I was worthless and invaluable, and all of the things that tear somebody down. And so what do? We just keep people in this system where they tore somebody else down and then they keep getting torn down, and then it's just a perpetual habit, and it doesn't go anywhere. So what needs to happen is love. Loving people back to themselves. Now, I don't know about you, but I've made some mistakes. I've done things that were not the smartest. I have not intentionally harmed people, and I've had consequences. And I imagine that's the same for everybody who's in prison too. But that's just one system. That's one system where a new idea of creation can happen. Can you imagine if we looked at our financial systems? Can you imagine if we looked at our economy, our public spaces, the way we look at our planet, our earth, all the waterways, our forests that are right here? Can you imagine if we created systems of love that honored and respected every live being, which is all of the beings, in a way that worked, in a way that supported, in a way that uplifted, in a way that created something new? We can do that because the people in the past created what we have right now, and so we can create what the future looks like. And sometimes that means letting the past go and actually dreaming up a vision of what's possible. So Veronica is one of the practitioners who's in ministerial school, and I was mentoring her when I was at CSL Seattle, and she's one of those people looking at the prison systems. And she said, well, what do I do? How do I do this? And I said, you need a vision. You need to vision what is possible for the prison systems. And so she put together a collective group of people, and they sat for 9 months again, 9 months only doing visioning on what could a restorative system look like. And then they wrote that vision down. They looked at all the different ways that it could be workable and supportive and loving and still keep people accountable. And they drew that vision up. And now they're going in to prisons and speaking about it and loving people up and teaching people how to take care of their own minds, their own ways of being. There's love there. She's an incredible person, and she wants to make a difference in this particular area. Each one of you have something in your heart that is like your passion project, right? There's something, and it's all going to be different for this room. But imagine if you really thought about what it could look like. What would that vision be in this particular area? Because we have to have the vision first before we take the actions. It's like we can dismantle everything, but if there's nothing to put into place, then what are we doing? So that's the big question. And it's not just on a big scale. And I want to say, people might think I'm political because I'm saying something like this. My invitation to you, first of all, everybody in this room probably has a different political belief system than other people in this room. There's the whole spectrum on this room. But what do you want to create? Taking off labels of who we, what camp we're in, and we're against this person or against that. Instead of being against, what if we created what we're for? What could work for us? What could I have that works for the collective? And that's really the big question. My wife has been really into the politics. And she said, it's interesting when people take away that hat of whatever hat they're wearing, and they just sit and have a conversation about what they want and what they would love to experience. Oftentimes, there's a lot of similarity. And so instead of creating fear around our differences, What if we talked about how we can create something together no matter where you're sitting on the spectrum? And that is not always easy. It means having challenging conversations. It means investigating what is alive in me and my heart and my soul. And then what can I do to create something that I would love to have experienced by a group of people? So that's the big question. Like, if I had written the rules, or if I had created the structure, what would it look like? And if you don't know the answer to that, it's a good question to just ask yourself and to see if you can get clarity on. Because every structure that we build reflects the consciousness underneath it. The people in South Africa building a structure on Ubuntu, and then the kids sharing with each other. I like that. I like that idea of possibility. And I recognize, to me, I was born into a culture, this is my experience, of a very competitive world. But I really want everybody to win. Is it possible that everybody can be thriving? That everybody can be loved? That everybody can have enough food and resources? That there can be a place where even when mistakes are made, people are loved up to their highest good? Is that possible? I think it is. Because the universe created every possibility for us to create together if we wanted to. We got the opportunity to have free will, to say, this is what I'd love to dream up. And so instead of being in the effect, which is what's happening now, we get to be at cause of the new reality that we want to create. So that's the invitation, because love leads the way. And for me, love offers clarity, it offers opportunity, it asks that question that was in the song, what would love do? What would love do? So I know that we can be a place where that love, the love that I am, can raise the entire field, because we are in a collective. As much as we are all of these separate, very unique parts that come from different histories and everything, we are in a collective field together that is that infinite possibility of creation. And we can carry this love into every room that we walk into. We can be the place where love asks the questions of what would it look like. We can be the place of showing your senior minister, your spiritual director, what love looks like through food and through moving help. It's the community care team is a structure made of love. It's a dream for me, a possibility. I can't imagine what the world would look like if, there was more of that in the world. Because I feel so loved and so supported. And I'm just like kind of in awe. I keep telling my ministerial colleagues, I'm like, you would not believe this community. They are so great. You know what they did for me? And I want to do the same for you. I want to be able to give to you. And I'm really grateful that you continue to serve me and support me so I can be of best support to you. That means a lot. So thank you. And let's pray. I recognize that God, sometimes people don't like that word God, but source, spirit, universe, the infinite field of love is ever present. It is here in me. And that infinite field of love that creates upon my thoughts and intentions and prayers also guides me and lifts me. And I know that whatever was created in the past has served its purpose. And I'm grateful for it. But I also know that this is a time of new possibility, of new creation, of new birth. That whatever is happening in me, in my community, in my country, in my world, is now a place where love is illustrated. And so I know and claim that I am a conscious co-creator of new systems, of new ways of being, of new ways of seeing, so that this world can be a world that reflects love. Anytime I recognize fear inside of me or this idea of not enoughness, I release it, I surrender it, I give it back to the nothingness from which it came. And instead, I choose to step into the world of possibility. I choose to step into this idea that I am co-creating a loving experience on this planet. That I am one person of many with this intention, with this idea of possibility. And because of my yes to this love, ideas, ways of being, systems are created that are based on love. And I know that other places around the planet may illustrate what that looks like so that I can see it even clearer, so that I can know without a doubt that I am a place of possibility right here in Bellingham and in the world. I'm so grateful to know that this infinite universe always says yes. And so I choose to welcome that love, into my systems, into my finances, to my country, to the way that I support this planet. And I choose to say yes to love in a deeper and more profound way than I ever have before. Loving myself, loving my relationships, loving even when there is difficulty. And knowing that love is supreme. It leads the way, is the most powerful force in the universe. All of the great epics are written around that truth. And I know that it is my truth now. It is who I choose to embody, that place of the loving archetype. As I claim this for myself, I claim this for each and every person on this that is hearing my voice right now, everybody here, everybody online and beyond, that there is a place and a space for new creation. So I say yes to it, I welcome it, and I help to dream it up as well. It is good and very good, and for that I'm grateful, and so it is. I love you guys. Love you. Thank you.
Good stuff. Can't wait to see what sets root in those seeds you just planted. Hi, we're about to begin our offering, and I want to just take this moment to really enrich our sense of consciousness of gratitude. And so I'll just do a little breathe in with me and just you out picture what you're grateful for in this moment. And then as you get that, now move to this spiritual community and what you're grateful for in this dear, dear community. And just breathe in and breathe out again. Knowing how much we appreciate your very presence here, all the forms of service that you provide this community, and for your financial support. Thank you. And let our ushers come forward.
Love is why I'm here. Let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. If love is why I'm here, let me be an open channel. If love is why I'm here, let me give and then receive. Give receive. If love is why we're here, let us be an open channel. If love is why we're here, let us give and then receive. If love is why we're here, let us be an open channel. If love is why we're here, let us give and then receive. Love is why you're here. May you be an open channel. If love is why you're here, may you give and then receive. May you give and then receive. May you give and then receive.
We're going to take just a few moments to recognize two wonderful musicians. Kathy Angel and Shirlene Greathouse this is their last day of performing with us with the band. And I want to tell you a little bit about how much they have given. Kathy has, since 2001, been serving in various roles in the music ministry. She was here for 17 years as the interim and then co-music director, and then since then has been really one of our go-to fill-in people whenever Tabor needed a break. And so really a long 25-year period of holding that consciousness for beautiful music for our community. And Shirlene has been a backup singer since 2024. And to quote Kathy, she's really great at harmony. And so Reverend Abigail and I want to just take a moment to raise and praise the two dear people. And Abigail's going to teach this.
I am indeed. So this is a very short ritual that will involve all of you. And if you are able to stand, I invite you to stand. If you're not, don't worry about it. And it goes, I'm going to do it once, and then we're going to do it 3 times for them, okay? So it goes, I raise you, yeah. And then I praise you, and then in the name of love, okay? So we're going to do all that at the same time 3 times, okay? All right. I raise you and I praise you in the name of love. I raise you, I praise you in the name of love. I raise you, I praise you in the name of love. Thank you for your service to our community.
And of course, they still have work to do, so we can't let them go yet.
One more song.
One more song. Yeah, that's right. So, and a few announcements. So let me do that part. So I want to continue this consciousness of gratitude by thanking all the people who worked last weekend to beautify our campus. So they did a lot of cleaning up of the place, and it's a generous use of their time, of people who are willing to work in our gardens and our meadows and our forests and our entrances and pathways. And I want to give a special thanks to Laurel Piper, our board member, who led that team. So thank you, team. And next, we're recruiting for 2 more teams, and some of you have stepped forward, and we're so grateful for that. And there is still openings. There are still openings. The first is the sound and live stream tech team. And what I want to let you know is you don't have to come in with the skills. The team will, you'll be mentored and taught and be partnered with as you learn the various aspects of supporting these 2 services. And so if you've ever been curious about that aspect of worship, do come see Philip and Rylan. Both people are back there by the sound and equipment and camera equipment. And we'd be so grateful for your willingness to learn and grow in that area. And then second, we have a path and patio team. So these are the folks that maintain the outside of our campus, the sidewalks, the entranceways, the outdoor patio. And it's what we need to have prepared to welcome us as we come into these 2 services on Sunday. So if that's something that you would be interested in supporting the community in, if you go to the Ask Me desk after the service, they'll let you know more about it. Next, some of our events. So this Wednesday, this week, July 1st, a new time for Spirit at Work, which is it's a luncheon and not a breakfast. So come at noon for lunch. And it is our dear friend, guest speaker, Reverend Don Beatty, who's got a deep passion for this topic, which is expressing spirit through work, through your job, through your employment, and all of the aspects and challenges that can bring up. And afterwards, a new thing, there'll be a lab. If there's an issue or a specific challenge that you want to work through in this area with the help of the other people there, that's called a collab, and that's after the talk. Then just a heads up that the office is closed on July 4th, so go out and play and have some fun, and don't come to the office. I'm sorry?
We're closed on July 2nd.
You're closed on July 2nd, as well as 3rd and 4th, which are your weekend. There we go. We got the specifics. So they're open again on Monday, July 6th. Good. And as we know, Abigail will be moving that weekend, so we'll just keep her in our thoughts that weekend. And so here's a class. This is the monthly class. The topic is integrity. It is that next Monday, July 6th, and Tuesday the 7th, one on Zoom, one in person. And register online or at the Ask Me desk, and you do not have to have taken any of the prior classes. Next, this is the book study group that Reverend Abigail mentioned in her talk. The author who was in prison and has written a book on how to be free, how to escape life's hidden prisons. So that will start on Thursday evenings on Zoom at 6, starting on July 9th. Francine Kitchen is leading that book study. It is free, and it's only on Zoom. So we do invite you to check out both the book and that work study. Next, this June, as you know, is Pride Month, and so we've got 2 special invitations to celebrate everyone, but particularly the LGBTQ plus communities. The Bellingham Parade and Festival is Sunday at noon, July 12th, downtown. So there's going to be a table, a CSL, or it's a multi-faith table, which CSL will have people at. So come visit the table during the festival, which is after the parade. And if you happen to be in Seattle on June 28th, we've been invited to join a regional CSL contingent of people that are in the parade in downtown Seattle. So the Ask Me desk will have more information on who to contact and how to connect in with both of these events. So those are both wonderful celebrations. This is kind of a save on your calendar for an upcoming event. Our guest speaker on July 19th will be Reverend Sarah Nichols, and she has written a book called How to Know What You Know, so that internal voice. And she'll be teaching a workshop after her talk that day, starting at 12:30. So you can just take the workshop or take the workshop and buy the book. So we just wanted to give you a heads up. So if that's of interest to you, you can reserve your time. Next this is the August retreat from Reverend Abigail is putting on with 2 other people. It is at Camp Cedar Ridge, which is the CSL National Camp located in Oregon. There are still some spots remaining, and this one you register online for, just because it's a more complicated, reserving a room kind of a thing. But you can ask at the Ask Me desk for more details on that if you've got a question, or ask Reverend Abigail. And then finally, we have the Women's Wisdom and Wellness Retreat in September, which is on Whidbey Island, and it's sponsored by women in our community here in CSL. And Reverend Abigail is a special guest speaker for that event. So you can find out more by either going online or checking it in with Pam Tippett, and this is her email on the slide. And and she's in the room. I see her face. There she is. Thank you, Pam. Appreciate you doing this. All right. So we're now ready for our closing prayer. We'll just take a moment to settle in here. In such gratitude for all that we have opened up to. What has touched our heart this day, this morning? Maybe we have received some insights, some niggles, some aha about something new, something beginning for you in your life. And so as we each walk out of here and into the world, during this upcoming week, we know together that seed, that creative spark, that inner voice speaks to each of us to deepen and grow and become clearer on the next steps to answer that question, what would love do through me this day? And so I'm so deeply, deeply grateful to being with you this day. And I affirm that all this good is manifesting beautifully for each of us by simply saying with you. And so it is.
Please rise and sing Put a Little Love in Your Heart with us.